Hello everyone and welcome back to the Prado Museum for another of our weekly videos in English, this program that is made possible with the support of the members of the American Friends of the Prado Museum. Today we have a really exciting piece of news to share with you because in today's video we're going to be seeing a lost Caravaggio that has recently been rediscovered here in Spain, and the Prado is so happy to be able to have it here on loan where it can be shared with the public for some time. It's really rare for these lost or forgotten works by old masters to resurface anymore because these big artists like Caravaggio have been so well studied. So many different experts have dedicated their entire professional lives to studying the artist and all of their paintings that really the margin of possibility for these big discoveries like this is really pretty slim. But sometimes it does happen, and this painting went up for sale at an auction in Madrid in 2021 with a starting price of 1,500 euros, and it was listed as an Ecce Homo by a painter from the circle of José de Ribera. But this caught the attention of a few different experts, including experts here at the Prado, who notified the Ministry of Culture that maybe this attribution wasn't correct and that it probably needed to be studied further. And of course, these people were already suspecting that we could be looking at a much more important painting, that this could be a lost Caravaggio. But the painting needed restoration, which makes an artist's hand often more difficult to identify. But it was studied further, and the attribution was changed. Art historians attribute works to different artists based on a lot of different criteria, from the style of the painting to the date of the painting, which can be reaffirmed with technical studies, to documentary evidence, which you might find in an inventory or in a sale receipt or in a will. And history is tricky and history is messy, so sometimes some of those pieces are missing or sometimes they contradict one another. However, in this case, the experts unanimously agree that all of the evidence corroborates that this really is the lost Caravaggio. From there, a private collector in Madrid purchased the painting with this new attribution, and that owner has very generously allowed the painting to be shown here in the Prado for some time to share this marvelous new discovery with the public. It's here in this room, which is really a one-room exhibit, which, as you can see, it's darkened and it's isolated from the other paintings, so it really can be enjoyed entirely on its own. The presentation is dramatic and theatrical, really just like the Baroque time that this painting comes from. So where was the painting? How was it lost, so to speak? Well, in reality, it was in Spain since 1659, and it was part of the royal collections until the Napoleonic invasion in the 19th century. And then the painting reappeared in an inventory of the Royal Academy of Fine Arts, also in the 19th century, in an exchange between the Academy and a politician at the time, Evaristo Pérez de Castro. And the reality is that the painting stayed with the descendants of that family from the 19th century until now, until it reappeared at auction. But the memory of the painting, the memory of the identity of the painting, was forgotten over time, which sometimes happens. And so experts have to rediscover this painting, and the art market calls this kind of a painting a sleeper. Now a little bit about the painting. The painting is dated between 1606 and 1609, which is towards the end of Caravaggio's life. Caravaggio, of course, is famous for his mastery of chiaroscuro, for his use of unidealized models that he pulls from real life, and also for his own chaotic life and his own intense personality. During the time that this was painted, at the end of his life, Caravaggio was moving around in different cities. He went to Naples, he went to Sicily, a few different places, and he really was trying to avoid a prison sentence. And during this time, his painting became increasingly expressive. The subject of the painting, as I said, is an Ecce Homo, which in Latin means behold the man. This is a dramatic scene of the Bible when Jesus has already been arrested and he's been tortured, and Pontius Pilate, the Roman governor, is presenting him to the public so the public can ultimately decide his fate. We can see Pontius Pilate here. This is the figure that's dressed in black, and he's presenting Jesus to the public, and he's leaning out of the balcony of his palace. And as he's leaning out of the balcony, it looks like he's just about to break out of the picture plane, really intensifying the moment. And he has Pontius Pilate look directly at us, making us the spectators, making us the public that are living this moment. The figure in the back is draping Jesus in this elegant red robe, which is to mock Jesus as if this were a royal robe, which is also why he has this crown of thorns on his head to mock Jesus for having claimed to be the king of the Jews. And he was also given this cane, this stick to hold in his hands, which is supposed to resemble a scepter. There are only around 60 Caravaggios in the world, so this is truly exhilarating to have one more. The last time that there was a discovery really of this scale was about 45 years ago, so this is probably safe to say that this is one of the most important discoveries in recent art history. There's a lot more material on the website if you want to know more about this painting, different videos about how this painting was restored, how it came to the Prado, and how this room was prepared. So that if you're interested in this story, it's a thrilling story, then there's a lot more information that you can find out on our website. So thank you for joining me again for another of our weekly videos in English with the support of the American Friends, and we'll see you again next Wednesday.